How you doing, folks? This is Brian, B-R-Y-O-N Watkins from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's November the 2nd in the year 2013. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how corrupt attorneys are and how slick they are and how they enforce quasi-de facto statute laws, and they do it very sneakily. They're slick. There's some slick ones. First of all, I'm going to share something with you. It's in the Bible. Some of you may have read it. My friend Shane, you my dog, man. You my dude. You taught me some stuff. I appreciate you. In the Bible, the tax collector and the attorney would always be gathered around Jesus. And they would ask Jesus, why do you call on us so? Why do you sit with us the most? And Jesus replied, well, that's simple. Because you all sin the most. Duh. And they do. Yep. They sin the most. Now, I'm reading something else. Woe unto you. A woe is a curse. Woe unto you, attorneys. For you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not into yourselves, and them that are entering in you hindered. Luke 11:52. Attorney license or fraud. Having to practice law in open court via attorney license is unconstitutional. And you're probably saying, what the hell is he talking about? You have to have a license to practice law in open court. It's been that way for a long time. And you want to know what? Yes, you're correct. It has been that way for a long time. But we've been lied to for a long time. Because per the United States Supreme Court, you do not have to have a license to practice law in open court because it's considered an occupation. So yes, again, de facto means something that's practiced for a long stint of time and you actually believe is true when actuality is bullshit. I just wanted to clarify that. Now, I'm going to read to you some Supreme Court case decisions. You don't have to write them down because you can always rewind this. State Charway, S-C-H-W-A-R-E versus Board of Examiners. Citation number 353 U.S. 239. Or excuse me. Sorry. 353 U.S. 238 239. And normally there's the year after the citation number is read. That's not really important. But what is important is a citation number, because if you don't have the citation number, that case can be many other cases, because I'm sure if not this one, but say for example you say John Doe versus Williams, citation number 111, etc., etc. Well, there could be many John Does versus Williams. You got to have the exact one if you want to use your court case if you want to use that court case to defend your court case, and you can't do that. That's why we live in a constitutional republic in a case common law jurisdiction. Because that means you can use other court case decisions to defend your court case decision. And anyone tells you different, they're lying. They're a liar. They're lying. They're a liar. Period. It's bullshit. Yes, you can. And don't ever let anyone tell you different. Because they're going to try and trip you up. The district attorney, well, in this state court case decision, it says this, this, and this. And they're right. And this is why they're right. I'll tell you this. Hold on, I'm going to show you a book. You got it? Now this book taught me two things. By the way, that was written by an attorney. That book is said at the beginning, attorneys can't lie to you, but they don't have to be completely honest either. Now, get to my point. A district attorney said, well, your federal case says this, but the state court case says this. And that's all they have to say. But what they're not telling you, and they're not going to tell you, well, you know what, Mr. Watkins, you're right. The federal court says this, and it trumps the state court. They're not going to tell you that. You have to find that out on your own. We live in a two-tier court system in our country, in our constitutional republic country. You have the inferior courts, which are Article I courts, district courts. Those are the inferior, the joke of the court system. And then you have the more professional, the more well-to-do courts, Article III courts, which are your state Supreme Court and the United States Supreme Court. Those are Article III federal courts. That's what that means. Second thing that book taught me, lawyers are contextualists. Look up the definition of contextualist. Bottom line is, in short, you can be saying something that's true and they know that it's true. They're still going to try and use quantum language or take things out of context to put their definition in place of the real definition. That's pretty much what that means. And that fucking blows me away. It really does. That just wows me. That's just like the chair is red. It really is the color red. The chair is red, therefore it's red. But some fucking district attorney will come along, well, yeah, it's red, but, you know, maybe if we put it in this shade, it can be kind of like a maroon. That's how they think. And knowing that now, I'm thinking, is this motherfucker for real? I mean, are they really that dumb, or do they have to actually work on it? Do they really know the law, or do they use the force like Luke Skywalker and just hope for the best? A lot of you attorneys, I'm telling you flat out, because I can, direct them to the point, at least I'm honest, from Brian Watkins' mouth, you all are a joke. But I will, you know what? I'll take that back. You are a joke, but you're good. You're good at your game. You're good at your fraud. You're good at your fraud. You are. I give you that much. Now that I will give you. And that's all I'm going to give you. Other than that, you are the most corrupt, unethical, unconstitutional, law-breaking, de facto, statute, idiotic persons I've ever laid eyes on. And you sleep well at night? We got to do something about that. I want you to sleep very uncomfortable at night. I want you to sleep as though you're sleeping on rocks and bricks. That's what I want. See, before, when I started learning about all this, I used to think to myself, you know what, we should be like the Bear Jew in that movie Inglourious Basterds and just bash in the back of your brains. But now, I changed that. I said, nah, they need to suffer. Because the other would be too easy. But anyway. Another Supreme Court case decision. Sims versus Ahearns. Citation number 271SW. 720-1925. Now, you're probably saying, people who've never heard this, well, that court case was a long time ago. I don't care if it was in 1796. Doesn't matter. Per the federal court case decisions, the Supreme Court, you know, the more professional constitutional republic courts, it doesn't matter how old a court case decision is. You can still use it as long as two things. One thing. It hasn't been overturned by another court case decision. A federal Supreme Court case decision. But I will say this. If whatever court case decision you want to use, say for example, it hasn't been overturned and that new one is even better than the one you're going to use, well shit, it's all gravy. Use it. Now I'll read you another one. And this one states what I just said. This and many others. Federal law and Supreme Court case decisions apply to state law. Meaning, I don't care what state law says. If the federal court case trumps is better than that, it supersedes state laws. It doesn't matter. Because again, this is a constitutional republic. And some of those cases are proven in Basso versus UPL, BASSO versus UPL, citation number 495 F2D 906. When you read a citation number and see it and it has the word F in there, that means federal. It may not mean the United States Supreme Court, which is also a federal court, but this could mean federal as in appellate court or something like that. It's still federal, that's what I'm saying. And another case, Brooke versus Yawkey, Y-A-W-K-E-Y, citation number 200 F2D 633. If a court is without authority If a court is without authority, its rulings are regarded as nullities. They are nullified, baby. Null and void. These persons are trespassers of law. That's the court. I'm just quoting. Now, this one is an extremely important one. And this is going to cement what I just told you. United States versus Bishop. For citation number 412 US 346. If you've relied on prior decisions of the United States Supreme Court, you have the perfect defense. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you do. Now this is the best part. Get this shit. Get this shit. And then I heard some attorneys tell me this. Well, yeah, Brian, those are good points, but yeah, we have states' rights. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You got all the states' rights you want. You can have all the states' rights you need. Yeah. Explain to me, John Doe, what are states' rights? What does that term mean exactly? Without any ambiguity. What does it mean? Well, you know, yeah, states' rights. No, I don't know. I'm asking you. You made the comment, I'm asking you. So you tell me, explain to me what states' rights are. Without any ambiguity. What are states' rights? What does it mean? You brought it up. I didn't extract them words from your mouth. You said it, not me. Tell me what it means. I know exactly what the fuck it means. Well, yeah, well, we can do, yeah. Nah. Shut up. States' rights means this, as follows. United States Supreme Court, our federal constitution is erected. It told the states, first you had to sign what's called an allegiance. Meaning you have to sign an allegiance to belong to the Union. A paramount allegiance is what it's called. States, Nevada, Texas, California, whoever. State legislators, yeah, you can make any laws you want. Make them, go ahead. Do as you wish. Do as you please. However, if you make any fucking laws that interfere with the inalienable rights of the sovereign, them laws are null and void, baby. They don't exist. They don't exist. That's what states' rights means. The Constitution already gives us our rights. We already have our rights. 10th Amendment does not give us our rights. What? We already have them. By God. By birth. The Constitution doesn't even give us our rights per se. It enforces our rights. It tells the corrupt, these are our rights. So you can't trample over them. If you do, that court case decision I just read to you, as many others, you are a trespasser of law. You're actually also committing treason. And if you read history, treason is punishable by death. I'm just quoting. And I agree with it. I like that shit. Punishable by death? You know why I say that and why I bring it up? Not only because I believe in it and I like it, because I do. That shows you how serious that is. That's my point. And a lot of you corrupt motherfuckers commit treasonous acts every fucking day. You do it. Matter of fact, you're doing it right now, even on Saturday. I don't care if you're on your golf course, you're still committing treason. Indirectly, but you're still doing it. And I don't like it. I fucking hate it. And people like myself, persons like me, we're going to do something about it. You feel me? You may not like it. And I don't care what you don't like. I don't care about your favorite color, your favorite food, what car you drive. I don't give a shit. I don't care how powerful you think you are. I don't care how intimidating you think you are. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Which is why I don't have an ulcer. Because I wake up every day with the I don't give a fuck attitude. Especially when you start learning the truth. And it's beautiful. So, that's what states' rights means. So they're going to throw that at you. What states' rights this and what does it mean? And you know what's funny? That this now, this shit's funny. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever laid eyes on and spoke with in my life were college educated. I don't even say college educated no more. I say college indoctrinated. You all were indoctrinated to think what they want you to think. Fuck that shit. I'm going to think what I want to think. I'm going to do what I want to do, when I want to do, how I want to do it. Under two conditions. One, I myself am not trampling over anyone's inalienable rights given to them by God. Two, I am not in any way, shape, or form provoking a riot, provoking an assault, trying to intimidate, bully, harass, anything. Other than that, it's all gravy. It's all good. Open field. I don't click. Now, let me get back to this. I was a little digressing. Getting back to you crooked, corrupt attorneys. I ain't forgot about you, bruh. Matter of fact, I think about you often. Per Attorney General Dan Morales, in his letter, states do not issue licenses. My office, this is him talking, does not issue license. Because a lot of people seem to think the state attorney general issues license to practice law in open court. That too is a fraud. And they're also going to say, well, here, the state law says this, the state law says that. Yeah, I already know how to cover that, stupid. Yeah, I know. State law this, state law that, statute this, that. Woo! Who cares? Who gives a shit? If those laws, statutes, ordinances, whatever, trumps the Constitution, that don't mean shit. I don't give a fuck how pretty it looks on paper, how well organized. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if you hand wrote it yourself personally and it took you 10 years. You wasted 10 years of your life, stupid. I don't give a shit. If that law trumps the Constitution, you can take that law and shove it straight up your ass. Sideways. Sideways. I don't give a shit what your law says. I'll read it. And if it does not interfere with the Constitution, cool, I respect it. If it interferes with the Constitution, I'm going to tear it up. Legally. The bar. Oh, Texans. All people from Texas are listening to this because you need to read everyone should read the state constitution anyway. The state constitution, Article 1, Section 26, in the state Texas State Bill of Rights. The bar exam is an unconstitutional, monopolistic corporate entity. I'm just quoting. Also, it violates the separation of powers clause. Yes. In Article 2, Section 1 of the United States Constitution, in this federal constitutional republic. This is not Iraq, Afghanistan. It's not a dictatorship, though a lot of corrupt politicians are trying to gear it towards a dictatorship, but the sovereign and our Second Amendment, we're going to stop that shit real quick. Believe that. Because you're forgetting, out of 320 million in our populace, you got about 170 million who are adults. Corrupt, you're not going to win that fight. It's not going to happen. Because the next civil war, which I don't want, however, if we have another civil war, it ain't going to be black against white or whatever. It's going to be us against the corrupt. And you're not going to win. I guarantee you that shit. I bet my life on it. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. You're way too overpowered. You're outmanned. I'm sorry. You're just far too outmanned. You are. And women. Because there's a lot of women I went out to the desert and shot guns with. Them women are better shooters than men. How? I don't know. I'm not saying that to be chauvinistic. I'm just saying, in general, maybe they have a better sense of security than men. I don't know. But a lot of women do shoot better than men. That's fact. I've seen it. And I've read it. That's just fact. But my point is this. Corrupt, you're not going to win. Hell, you got 50 million registered guns in the state of Texas alone, not including the unregistered ones around the world, around the country. You're not going to win that fight. So don't even keep dreaming. Anyway. Oh, this shit. Get this shit here. I found this out by accident. You ever heard of Foreign Agent Registration Act? Acronym FARA? Yeah, well, the Foreign Agent Registration Act states as follows. Attorneys As soon as you graduate from a law school and you take the bar, you have to, within 10 days, you have to register with the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938, which sits right there in Washington, D.C. in the United States Attorney General's office. And guess why you have to do that? Because our country, we're owned by corporations across the Atlantic, which also comes in Admiralty Maritime Law, which I'll explain at a later date. Attorneys are controlled by the bar, which is also controlled by foreign corporations. That's why you are considered a foreign agent. That's not some James Bond movie flick shit. That's real talk. Believe it. Read it. Know it. Understand it. I know a lot of you just may be a lie. You're like, oh, what the hell is he talking about? You'll find out. You believe that shit. You're gonna find out. The information age, the way it's just ramming through people, you're gonna find out, believe me, soon enough. Yeah. Oh, get this. Did you know, I didn't know this either until recently, and a lot of attorneys know this, but they're not gonna admit it. Did you know, once you are classified as a foreign agent, you can't register to vote. You can't vote any local, state, or federal election. And if I'm wrong on that, please help me and debunk that. And just tell, you can tell me I'm wrong, even right on there on YouTube or Facebook. Well, I don't care. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong, but I've read it. Because and number two, and if I'm wrong on this, tell me. You also, attorneys, just waive your citizenship. You're no longer a citizen of our constitutional republic. Yeah. So even defense attorneys, public defenders, that don't mean shit. They're all in the same clique. That's why when you go to law school, they want you to take the bar, pass it, and that's why. They want you to belong to them. You're beholden to them now. This is the bar exam. Outside the bar are thousands of attorneys. The attorneys are representing this person for crime, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you start shelling that money out to the attorney, that attorney has to pay bar union dues. That's all it is. Just like the culinary union, they have to pay dues. That's all it is. To help you more understand, if I charge you, say, $1 million for a court case, the bar wants some of that money. They want their cut. Anything the banking dynasty can think of to abstract money from the sovereign, they'll do it. I don't give a fuck what it is. And these attorneys, they don't give a fuck about you, me, the birds in the trees, the dogs running around. They don't care. They can care less. They want that money. And this is so easy to understand. How did they get the money? People, us. Money doesn't flow without us. Without us working a job, whatever. Doesn't matter. Money does not move without people. They're not, the corrupt's not going to do that shit. They don't have the manpower to do it. And frankly, they're too fucking lazy to do it. But mostly they don't have the manpower. They need a person to get that money flowing, which is why we're classified as citizens, which means corporate entity. I'll get to that at a later date. Shannon McCann on Facebook really opened my eyes. I mean, other people opened my eyes to it, but she explained it better. And by the way, I want to thank everybody on Facebook, on YouTube for helping me as well. Not only learn, but to understand things. Because there's a difference. Famous philosopher, I can't pronounce his name, Narcolitis or I can't pronounce his name, but one of my favorite sayings. Much learning does not teach understanding. You can learn all you want, but did you understand what you learned? That's the difference. Now, let me go on. So I want to conclude this. I don't want this to be an elongated video because y'all have your lives and this and that. Also, for attorneys, look up, for you guys, look up Corpus Juris Secundum, Volume 7, Section 4. Corpus Juris Secundum, Volume 7, Section 4. The Corpus Juris Secundum pretty much states for attorneys to be for the courts, not you. So if you test an attorney, and I've tested attorneys downtown about this, if they lie to you and they're going to lie, well, yeah, my client comes first. No, don't. You're lying. You're a lying asshole. Your Corpus Juris Secundum says the courts come first, not the client. That's why personally, get educated and defend yourself for whatever. You don't rely on the courts. And the reason they want you to have a court appointed attorney because they're afraid that you may say some things that they don't want in open public. And that's where I come in, because that's what I'm going to love to do. I want to question jurisdiction. I want to question if you even can legally defend a case. I'm going to question, and this is per Trenzi versus Pagliaro, a very important landmark Supreme Court case decision. Trenzi versus Pagliaro. I'm going to question if I say district attorney, well, Your Honor, I'd like to admit into evidence this and this. Which, excuse me, DA, hello? Oh, where's your client? Well, what do you mean? What, just what I said. I didn't stutter. There was no trepidation in my voice. Where? Here, I'll spell out. Where is your client? Understand? Well, they're not exactly. Because according to that Supreme Court case decision, Trenzi versus Pagliaro, you're either an attorney or the victim. You can't be both. Meaning, you can't admit into evidence for your client. They have to do it. So this case right now is about to get thrown out. That's fraud. That's one form of fraud they're doing. Attorneys, you some slick motherfuckers. I give you that. Because you practice it every day. You practice being slick every fucking day. I give you that. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all you going to get. Because later in another 3 to 4 years, with me and some people are planning on the internet in an alliance, you're not like what we're going to give you. Matter of fact, you're going to fucking hate it. And I give you some hints. I'll throw some things out there. The RICO law is 1. UTC codes are 2. I'm just going to say those 2 things. And some of you attorneys, I know you know exactly what the fuck I mean, too, when I say that. I know you do. You can play dumb all you want. People going to ask you, hey, we saw a YouTube video. What was he talking about? Oh, he was just talking. He didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And I'm going to make a YouTube video about that in its detail explicitly in the near future. See, that's the beautiful thing about this constitutional republic. I can say what the fuck I want, and you ain't gonna stop it. Nope. You're gonna get mad, and that's the point. I want you to get mad. You're gonna hate my guts. I want you to hate my guts. Because frankly, I don't like you. Can you blame me? All the corrupt shit you all do? Who the fuck would like you? But another corrupt person? Yeah, you all click very well. Now, I'll go on. The ABA, American Bar Association. There are groups in 17 states right now working on to abolish you motherfuckers. Because you are a corrupt, monopolistic, unconstitutional corporate entity. Now, the chances of that happening are slim to none. That's cool. But what it's going to do is wake people up to be more knowledgeable. And it just may happen. It just may happen. Because I also read in the Bible this. The first 2 things that go when people start waking, and I forgot the real term they use, start to wake up to the corruption, start fighting against it, are the courts and attorneys. Like I said previously, Jesus sat around the table with the attorneys and the tax collectors the most because you motherfuckers sin the most. I don't know how you sleep at night. In fact, and maybe someone can help me with this, doesn't that lean towards being a sociopath? Very narcissistic? I'm just saying. It may look good on the outside, nice suit, cars, you think you're doing justice, blah, blah, blah. But what you're actually doing is committing fraud, and you do it constantly. You actually believe what you're doing is real and when it's not. Isn't that being like a sociopath or being narcissistic or any other thing I can think of? I'm just saying. I think it is. I read some of that stuff, and you motherfuckers fit that bill to a T. And also, some cops, and some of them you are, don't you have to have a mental psychological evaluation before you become a cop? How the fuck you passing that? I would die to know that shit. You see where I'm going with this? all the fraud that's going on has been practiced to have people led to believe it's actually true and it's not true? No. No, it's not. It's fake. It's a lie. It's nothing. It's bullshit. Wake up! Wake the fuck up. Wake up. If you're not awake now, persons like myself, we're gonna teach you. We're gonna make you become awoke. Excuse me. You will wake up. Believe that. If I gotta ram it down your throat, you're gonna wake up. You're going to wake up because we need your help. We need you. You're sovereign. You're not a sovereign person. You're not a sovereign corporation. You're not a sovereign citizen. You're just sovereign. Period. I'm sovereign. Don't say I'm a sovereign citizen. Well, fuck. Which are you? You're either sovereign or you're a corporate entity. Look up the definitions of corporation, person, persons, people, citizens. Look those definitions up. Don't even use those. I don't use those words no more. I'm sovereign. Oh, you're a sovereign person. I'm sovereign. Oh, you mean citizen? No. No. Sovereign. Well, the 14th Amendment says you're a sovereign citizen. No. This 14th Amendment lied to you to make you believe that you're a corporation when you're actually sovereign. Attorneys don't want that either. Because also, you can start throwing in there how about the jurisdiction. You can challenge the jurisdiction. And if you know how to do that well, I know some people who know how to do that very well. They blow attorneys out the water all the time. And courts. In conclusion, you don't need no fucking... Let me calm down because I'm starting to get... Woo. You don't need to go to law school to know this stuff. If you want to go to law school, cool, go ahead. I'm not trying to chastise people who do because I know some attorneys. I know one who's in law school and 2 family members went to law school. I'm just saying, me, knowing what I know now, for what? I don't want to go. Hell, I just may go and at the last second, okay, Mr. Watkins, you're going to take the bar exam. No, I'm not, because after what I've learned about taking the bar exam, well, since I'm going to be beholden to you, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm going to bounce on out of here. I'm going to open up my own practice and inform the sovereign how corrupt you motherfuckers are is what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I would say, too. Oh, well, you took a pledge. Well, I changed my mind. That's the beautiful thing about the constitutional republic. I can change my mind when the fuck I want to. Well, you sign this? No. I signed it, all rights reserved, UCC 1-308 without prejudice. That's what I signed. And I put the initials VC before my signature, not after. That's what I signed. If you missed it, that's your fault. But no, I'm not going to take your bar to be beholden to a corporate foreign agent. I'm not going to take your bar to give up my citizenship. I'm not going to take your bar so I cannot vote any local, state, and federal election. I'm not going to take your bar for me to kiss your ass. Fuck that. I don't kiss ass. I don't even know how to kiss. I don't even know what the fuck that means. So, are attorneys fraud? Yes. Do attorneys lie? Yes. Can you trust an attorney? Hell no. In my opinion, the percentage of the ones that you can trust wholeheartedly, I would say 10%, and I'm being nice. Fuck it, I'll be fuck that. I'll be real truthful. 2%. 2. That you can really trust. Google this. Judge Dale retired. Judge Dale retired. Judge Dale retired. His name is really Dale Lindman. He's a retired attorney, federal judge in Minnesota. I called there. So I wanted to speak to him personally. No one knows where he is. And I see why. Because when you Google that and see what he put on the internet, you're going to know why. He pretty much blew the whistle on the corrupt judicial system in its entirety. Is what he did. And it's funny, the stuff that he put on there, me and my friends used to talk about before we even saw this shit. So I know for a fact it's true. It's just up to us to learn about it, understand it, and then incorporate it when we start filing these lawsuits. That's where the work comes in. And I'll leave you with this. I'll give you an example, because I got to go. Quantum language. Shane, you my boy, you my dude, man. You taught me this. Quantum language. The English language is the easiest language to misinterpret, take out of context. You heard those terms. So, I'll give you an example. I go in court. I'm in this courtroom. I'm in this mall. Right now, I'm in this mofo. Mr. Watkins, you've been charged with racketeering, drug trafficking, and jaywalking. I just threw that in there. Do you understand the charges that were brought against you? Well, Your Honor, I understand that I've been brought before you to answer to an alleged crime. However, I do not stand under your charges. That's key, because I'll say that again. If you go into court and they read the charges and you say, yeah, I understand, which I see so many times, you just contracted yourself. You just gave all your unalienable rights to the court. And they're laughing their ass off in their mind. Okay, we got this motherfucker. We got him. The fraud's steady working. That's what that means. Quantum language. Start learning how words are used. There's a lot of trickery involved. I'm still learning myself. It's fun, though. That's the best part. It's fucking fun. So, you go in there. Do you understand the charge? Yeah, I understand. Bingo! You just waived all your rights. You go in court? I'm doing it. Go in court? Do you understand the charges? No, I don't stand under your charges. What do you mean? We have the finest Las Vegas Metropolitan Police investigated it, and they concluded with this. We went to our finest district attorney, the best in the world, and they brought up these charges. What is there to not disagree with? Or what are you disagreeing with? I mean, you have to be guilty. Do you understand, Mr. Watkins? They're going to try that. That may be good, and I don't care if the DA is Jacques Cousteau. And I don't care if that police officer is Salvador Dali. I don't care. I don't stand under your quasi de facto charges. Period. Are we done here? Mr. Watkins, sit down. Okay. And I'm going about my business. Because I'm not admitting to shit. Nothing. I don't stand under them motherfuckers. Period. What part didn't you get? The do not or the stand under part. I ain't going to say that because I'm be throwing in contempt, but they'll be saying things in their mind. I'm going to be saying things in my mind. That's it. So, just learn it. It's been 37 minutes, but I got to go. I didn't want it to be this long. I wanted it to be like 30 max. Sorry about that. But, again, learn it. Just learn. Just start learning the corruption, learn the cycle, learn how step by step they've perpetrated and have instigated and have acted on the fraud on a continuous basis successfully. So it's up to us, the sovereign, to nullify that shit. We got a lot of work to do. So, go to work.